putting us together, bringing us together in this room, as you rightly say. And well, let's have a short period of silence to commemorate him.
May his soul.
Thank you very much.
May his soul and all the departed soul rest in perfect peace. Amen.
Now, I think you have been talking. You have not been talking to me before, you have been talking to Mark Tebe, I assume. Mark. I assume Mark has been in contact with you. That's our commercial manager / CEO. I'm the CTO, also the founder of GhanaWeb. Now, and I understand you have been in close contact with our departed colleague, Echo. You have to forgive me, I'm not well prepared to take over the dialogue, because we are all devastated. But yet, I'm here to continue the talks which have been started, to start doing our cooperation together. But yes, forgive me, I'm not really informed about all what has been discussed, because this came for me as a shock. I just know it for about 2 hours. So we have to digest it. Now, I'm here, so really willing to take up the conversation. Now that Echo is no longer amongst us.
Too sad. A very painful loss. Somebody that we just spoke to on Friday. To leave us like that. Just say, God knows best, and we'll leave it in the hands of God. So we discussed with him that we needed to come here and not to take the many things that you do for us granted, and that we should come here and first of all show appreciation for the support that GhanaWeb is giving our industry and players in our industry, in terms of the eyeballs and ears. And that is what we normally use to reach out to the consuming public. So we felt that this time, meet the team and thank them for all the support they've given us in the past. And that if we take it for granted, for all we know, we've hurt one of you, for which we should be here to apologize. We wouldn't know. So visits like that would ensure that if there is anything that we've done that is not in keeping with your aspirations, your vision, your mission, and all of that, we use such to amend and look at the way forward. So one of the reasons that we are here is to appreciate you for the support you've given to CIMG and to also discuss the way forward, what we can do in order to take this relationship a notch further. Even as anchor man and our convener is not here, it makes it even very necessary so that we know the people behind the scene. So our contact person is no longer, but we know Eric is there, we know he's there, we know, and even the founder. So we are blessed to the extent that I thought we could have a meeting with the commercial team alone. Of course, said no. I want to rope in the founder and I want to rope in the other management team because CIMG has grown and CIMG has a lot of legs. So they should know and then know where partnerships can be improved on or further partnership can help out going forward. So one of the things we discussed, I recall, was our professional marketing qualifications. So what it is at the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana is that on August 13, 2020, the government passed our act into law. So now Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana has an act, Act 1021, which then means that we can do two main things. Regulate the marketing profession, and certainly if you are regulating the marketing profession, then you are looking at it from marketing research and insight right down to customer relationship management, brand equity, and all of that. Aside that, we are to regulate the marketing profession and set standards. When we talk about standards, we are talking about regulations and all of that. So we thought that we should let you know so that wherever the gaps are, wherever we feel that it's not being regulated, we all come together and regulate it before somebody else regulates it for us. We know how best to regulate our profession rather than bringing it.
To be regulated by the government, but you want to regulate it
Yes,
yourself.
because we have the act.
Okay.
We have the act to do that, and then we come along with practitioners in that regard. Aside that, what it did for us is for us to start our own exam. So we are now an awarding body. We can award our own professional qualifications, unlike before, where we would depend on Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK and in Morehouse to be specific. Today, we have our own grown qualification in Ghana. And we did our first professional exams in December. We had 91 students, and we thank you for the support, yes, because you publish articles on that for us. Then in June, just this past June, we did over 200. The third batch or the third cohort will be doing this December. So one of the things or benefits that you get from us is to make sure that the commercial department and the marketing department, those who would have an academic qualification and some exposure and experience can come along and then get a third leg, which is a professional qualification. Because it stays suicidal for an individual who has done a profession or who is practicing a particular trade or profession does not belong to a professional body. He needs to belong to a professional body because of standards, because of ethics, and what have you.
You want to be that body.
We are the body. Not that we want to be the body. We are the body.
Thank you for the correction. Okay.
And we have the act now to do that. What we are doing is the regulations, which we need to do hands-holding all of us together to develop it going forward so that we have an understanding so you don't go against it. The other thing we would want to discuss is that we've done some research that we feel you can partner us, bring eyeballs and ears to it. So last year, we did what we call the Customer Satisfaction Index, and I'm quite sure you have to put life into it. For the banks, we did it face-to-face, and we did for retail banking. This year, we are in the field presently, and we are doing 4 corporate and retail as well, but this time online and not face-to-face. We want you to come on board when it's being launched. We want you to help ramp up the numbers for people to give their bank, feedback going forward. And there too, we feel we can partner to let this become a successful venture for us. We are not limited to banks. We want to extend it to insurance. We're going to extend it to private healthcare. We would want to extend it to the business schools, and we would want to extend it to the hotels for this year. But as we go along, we'll be doing such for the other industries as well, to measure quality service, to measure satisfaction, and to look at net promoter score and customer loyalty is very key and part of the mandate and part of the functions of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana. We also want to drive membership, and you note that most of our members are the CMOs. Most of our members are the advertisers. in as much as you would work with an advertising agency, in as much as you work with the media owner, you need the advertiser and you need the chief marketing operating officers, and they are in our membership. So what can we do for them to experience the brand GhanaWeb? Can we be sending them shout outs, birthday messages, wishing them well with their pictures on your platforms? And would that be engaging enough? These are some of the things we would want to discuss so we can take the relationship further notch higher, and such other things that would promote and give us a win-win situation going forward. So in brief, this is what we were discussing with the late Epo Blankson, and hence our meeting this morning.
Okay.
I'll stop here because this is the lady leading us. As I said, she's a council member and chair of the Publication, Publicity and International Affairs Committee at the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana. And I would want to stop here so she also comes in, and where the gaps are, he fills it for us. Thank you very much, and once again, our condolences and our sympathies to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor. And thank you all so much. Thank you, Founder, for giving us the opportunity. We are still in shock, and we are just trying to put ourselves together. Notwithstanding, you've said it all. Just to add that GhanaWeb is a strong brand in Ghana and even across Ghana. CIM Ghana has also come this far. We've built a brand over these years, and we have a lot of corporate entities that falls on our back. So coming to you today, as he said, what more can we do? You've been giving a lot to us. What more can we also do for you? Probably you can leverage on us because you're also in business. So if more like you're a brand affiliate to CIMG Ghana, so wherever CIMG Ghana is mentioned, GhanaWeb is also being noticed and is also being acknowledged. When it happens that way, we are also able to promote your brand alongside. Okay, so corporate entities across all sectors, you can have business with them. Okay. And you can probably look at maybe not giving them the same costing you give generally, but because a CIMG, if let's say you charge 1,000 cedis per this, because you are, maybe you drop it to, let's say, 600. Remember, we want the market. We want the recognition. We want to penetrate.
We want to pass on the benefit to your members.
Good. So benefit to the members, and also, you also come up. Okay, we know you have your clientele, but when it comes to business, we still want more. You still want more. Sure. So probably this is another angle we can look at to also help, build your brand for you. Because just to say thank you is thank you, but what are we doing? So this is one thing that we think we want to, drive alongside with you. So if you have any other, please let us know, and we'll be more than happy to really have this relationship bonded, for a win-win situation.
Okay. Did I understand you correctly that you want to perform customer surveys?
Yes.
On behalf of
banks, insurance companies, private healthcare,
other
business groups and hotels.
You will do that to collect information, which can help those institutes, right?
Yeah.
And you think that, I assume that you think we can help you if that to perform those surveys, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that sounds very interesting because of course we have the audience to do such surveys. It was my first thing, of course, this is the first time I sit together with you. we have the audience to do such surveys, and we also have got can arrange the technology to do it, to make sure we can run such surveys. And I think we have already done something like that, or something like that, but that is at consumer level, in the consumer panel. We can run surveys to specific audiences, whatever people want. It's a side business we are doing. We can look into that. We also look into setting up something very specifically to run such surveys for your outfit. But I assume that service will come, will be service charged. You charge money for your members, right? It's not like that a bank can come to you and say they want to run a survey. And no, there will be a financial model behind it. If I may ask, have you already discussed those parameters with
Yes, in fact, we've done the first one last year.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, in fact, we've gone far with the customer satisfaction index. The first one was done last year for the banks, supported by Ghana Association of Banks, and then the Bank of Ghana. So what we do is that you bring all 23 banks together. You have a technical team that looks at the methodology, the deployment, the questionnaire, the approach. So we've done that. In fact, as I speak to you now, we are in the field for that one. So the support we actually wanted was to ramp up visibility, to tell the customers that we've started the collection of feedback and the fact that those who are your audience can go to the site or their bank's website to complete the questionnaire, kind of. So those were the kind of support we were looking at, because we're already in the field. But that shouldn't stop us doing other kinds of research. We don't need to do only customer satisfaction index. In fact, we are not just doing customer satisfaction index, we also do what we call the regional brand index. So we and GhanaWeb can agree on something to do. Certainly it can't be Ghana All Media Product Survey, which is also another project, because in Ghana All Media Product Survey it will be conflict of interest. If you know the ramps and tabs, the radio audience measurement, TV audience measurement, and that kind of thing, that is something we've done in the past, which we want to start. That one we can't involve you because you will be measured.
Okay, sure.
You will be measured in it. Yeah. But there is certainly some areas that we can explore. Once we know there is a technology that we can use, once we know there is a process here that we can use, what we need to do is to identify that industry. It could be for industrialization. It could be to measure the success of 1D, 1F. But rather than just look at 1D, 1F, we would want to know whether Ghana's drive on industrialization is paying off. That is something we can do with GhanaWeb. We can also do with GhanaWeb brand building process, what we call continued brand building processes for SMEs. Special one, because these days, when I came into this industry, the nice things that we used to hear about branding is no longer there. I remember the Castle Malt Stout and Guinness Extra Stout fight. I can tell you how we got Nunu scent and how Ghanaian agencies started doing adverts in pidgin English. I recall how even BBC Today would do a program on pidgin English. There is some history, there is some case study behind it. I remember this would have come out of the fight between Omo and Ariel. And Omo had a tough in Nigeria then, and realizing that the same would be done in Ghana, on the back of communication, were able to do the things they did to survive the market then. These are things that we would want to have on your platform, for which SME companies can read and also bring them along. It shouldn't be said that a company is born today all the noise is made about the company 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, that brand or company is no longer. We can do something about that, and we would want to collaborate on that front, on that gap, to do something like that. So we'll take that thing up, do a concept note, share with you, and you see how you can help. Certainly the financial model comes in doing it first, because it's an industry-driven thing. We do it first, and then those who would want us to give it to them then buys it. But from day one, it's our own resources. Once it's completed, once the report is done, if you want a generic report, there's a cost to it. If you want a specific report, there is a cost to it.
Okay.
And certainly in the announcement, you don't share all the data. So the data is meant for sale. And you share the top lines.
Okay.
The top lines, and then you get people to come about. So we can look at those areas and others. But there are a lot of things that we should be doing for the marketing fraternity and for that space, because there is nothing like eyeballs, and yes, so we need that collaboration, we need that partnership, and I'm quite sure if we are able to do it, that will be a legacy for our late brother.
I see possibilities. I'm not a marketing expert. I wish I was. I don't think we.
But he's here.
Yes.
And Eko did send him a message. Have you read that message?
No, I have not.
And he should show it to you. Eko handed over before he died to him.
Oh.
That's terrible, I asked him to share it on the platform for people to read that. He handed over to him. Even before he passed on.
So we don't have, I don't have that expertise in that field. I wish I had. Of course, we are a big company. We have this expertise in-house also. In our office in Amsterdam, we have got that in-house expertise. I'm mostly a technician. That's my background. I'm the founder. Basically, I'm the one who started building the platform ages ago. Google didn't even exist. Facebook didn't exist. I started in 1999 to build a platform. Gradually, it has been growing into what it is now. And if I hear about such initiatives, about doing surveys amongst consumers, selected consumers of course. I find it very exciting to start thinking about how we can collaborate on this. I cannot tell you in this meeting exactly how we could go about it, that is too early, but I'm really excited about the idea. Of course, my colleagues here in the room in Amsterdam will share that sentiment. And my thinking is, how can we best arrange to do what we do best, that is to bring the eyeballs to your surveys. And well, you have to start thinking about a model, about how we can do it structurally, and how we can set up a financial model behind it that can sustain our efforts. Of course, if you're going to provide a service to banks, insurance companies, and the likes, you need to be compensated for the time and money you put into it. Also from your end, I assume you're not working as volunteers.
No, certainly not.
Certainly not, so you have to look into them. So that can be a discussion, and well, if I'm going to take part of that discussion, it will be from a technical perspective. Because if you ask a farmer to think about something, he will always thinking about his level, about crops and the rain and that stuff, and soil, the fertilizer. That is my background. I'm not really a marketing, but I understand the big importance of marketing and the potential. for our group.
Good. So today is not a good day for us. Won't take much of your time. I think we've exhausted the discussion. We would continue with Eric,
Sure.
get a concept paper on the ideas and areas we can collaborate. I realize that you are in some African countries. What we are doing also is to be on the African continent. So we, together with South Africa, Nigeria, Mauritius, Morocco, Zambia, Zimbabwe, we form what we call the African Marketing Confederation. In fact, we have a conference coming in October in Zimbabwe and all of that. We'll see how best we can connect you to these others so that where we have a presence in Africa and where you also have a presence in Africa, the collaboration would also continue there on that front too.
Yeah.
So that said, once again, thank you once again on behalf of the National President of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, the Governing Council and the entire membership of the Institute. We wish to express our condolences, our sympathies for this painful loss. Indeed, it is a painful loss. He is a member. We have also lost him dearly. And anyway, we'll see what to do. It's a difficult one. We didn't expect this at all. We didn't expect this. So once again, our condolences.
Thank you very much for gracing our offices and for the opportunity to partner going forward. And I believe that there are a lot more opportunities for us to do that and solidify our partnership. And I'm sure whoever it is will be happy that we carry it forward and we cement what he started. So thank you once again for coming.
Thank you. We need to take a group picture. I can see the camera people. But we need this background.
Okay.
The chairs. Okay.